Now let's look at the similarities between Christianity and Judaism on one side and Islam on the other side. So we will look at those similarities. Number one, they all believe in life after death. Number two, they all believe in angels and the day of judgment, just as we have explained. They also believe in helping the poor and the needy. They also all believe in one true God. So these things, they are found in all these three religions, Judaism, Christianity, as well as Islam. And they also believe in the rewards and punishments in the life, in the afterlife. That is, after after everything is done on this world, people are either going to be rewarded or they are going to be punished. And also they believe in the presence of the prophets. They believe in the existence or the presence of the prophets as God's messengers, just as Muhammad is taken as the last of his or God's prophets. And also they believe in equality of all people before God. So they believe also that all people are equal before God. And also all these three religions, they believe in fasting. So also they all do not permit idol worship. In Islam, again, idol worship is prohibited. So that's why even in mosques, you will not find maybe even any painting inside the mosque. You will not find even a cross, no, not inside the mosque. You will not find any inscribing inside there. It is just clear. What is avoided is idol worship. So both Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, they do not permit idol worship. But although we have looked at the similarities, these religions, they are also different. What are the differences between Islam and Christianity? So number one, Muslims use jihads in winning the converts, while Christians do not. Jihads are the holy wars. We are going to mention or to explain it further very shortly. And Christians regard Jesus as the Son of God, while Muslims regard him as a mere prophet, as one of the great prophets. In fact, they take Muhammad as the last and greatest prophet of all. So the greatest prophet and last prophet is Muhammad, while Christians, they regard Jesus as the Son of God, not a prophet at all. Muslims, they believe that one can directly go to heaven after dying in holy war, while Christians regard righteousness as a yardstick for salvation. So Islam teaches that if you die in a holy war, you don't stop in the graveyard, you just go straight to heaven. But Christians, they teach no righteousness. You have to be righteousness. You follow the commandments of God. You have to be pure. Then you are going to be saved in the last day. And polygamy is accepted in Islam, while Christianity promotes monogamy. So Christianity promotes marrying to one husband or one wife, while in Islam, polygamy is allowed. Also, Christians, they paste pictures or statues of saints that is in the churches. You'll find in the churches the scribblings, the drawings, uh, uh, while in while such practices are regarded as idol worship or abomination in Islam. So just as pointed out, to say you never find any inscribing inside the worshipping places of the Muslims. So that is the difference. Because in Christians, in some of the Christian churches, you find that they have the crosses put somewhere, they have written something there. So that one in Islam is taken as idol worship. So let's look at this part now, emigration of Muhammad from Mecca to Medina. Emigration of Muhammad from Mecca to Medina. So this one took place in 622. So Muhammad and his followers faced persecution in his hometown of Mecca. So in 622, Muhammad and his followers, they had to run away from Mecca, and they went to Medina. So the flight, that running away of Muhammad and his followers from Mecca to Medina, that one is called Hegira, or whatever you can pronounce, but it is called by this name Hegira. So Hegira is the running away of Muhammad in 622 from Mecca, his hometown, to Medina, because they were persecuted, because they were chased after because of introducing that new religion. So why did Muhammad fled why Muhammad fled to Mecca, uh, from Mecca to Medina? Why did Muhammad run away from Mecca, his hometown, to Medina? So number one, his condemnation of idol worship in Mecca. It brought fear among the elders, merchants of the Quraysh tribe, as they earned a lot of money from the pilgrims who paid offerings to the gods at Kaaba. So as we have pointed at first there, we said that people were, or Mecca, it was the central point of idol worship. So people were worshipping idols there as they were visiting the Kaaba, which is believed to be built by Abraham. So many people were coming from different places to see there, and many people were making money by giving them, selling the idols to the people. So Muhammad condemned that one. So with that then, all the people who were making money on that, they were not good, and they wanted to kill him. That's why he ran from Mecca to Medina. And the second question, the second reason is that he preached that Muslims should be generous with their wealth, which some rich people, they took it as a criticism and they were unhappy. So Muhammad was preaching to say, all the rich people, they have to be good to the poor, generous to the poor, give them a lot of things so that they also do better. So the rich people, they found that one as a criticism. So they were not happy and they were pursuing him. So that's why he fled to Medina. And the third reason was that many people, including his clan members, even his tribesmen, his relatives, they did not accept his claim of being a messenger of God. So, when Muhammad came from the cave telling the people to say, I have received a revelation from the angel Gabriel, his clan members, his relatives, they were laughing at him to say, even you have never gone to school. You don't know even how to read and write. Don't make us laugh. Huh? A messenger of God, you yourself. So there then, it was like his clan members, they were hostile to him to say, no, you people who doesn't know anything apart from business, then you tell us about God. No, tell us other things. So due to these reasons, then Muhammad and his followers, they began to be persecuted. So him and his followers, they fled to Medina. So they went to Medina. So remember, we have said that that flight, that running away, is called Hegira. So what is the importance? The importance was that it marked the beginning of Muslim calendar. It marked the beginning of Muslim calendar. So that's in this religion, Islamic religion. So Hegira, that time when Muhammad started off, was running away from Mecca to Medina. That is where now is the first month in the Muslim calendar, to say month number 1 is counted like that one. So let us look at the spread of Islam now. The spread of Islam. So after the death of Muhammad, Islam spread then to North Africa and West Africa in countries like Egypt, Tunisia, and Libya. So it spread so much in Africa. So in Europe, the Muslims conquered Spain and northern France. So these countries, they were conquered by the Muslims, and Islam was spread there. And in Asia, they kept being victorious until 732 AD, when the Muslims, who were referred to as the Moors in Spain, they were defeated by the Franks under Charles Martel at the Battle of Tours. So that's how the Islam spread. We see to it, North Africa, it spread easily. In Spain and France, it spread easily, and even in Asia, it kept on spreading until they were defeated by the Franks. The Franks were led by Charles Martel. So let us look at the areas where Islam spread. So we talk of here, if you see here, there's Medina, 622, the most important year where there was that Hijrah, a flight from Mecca to Medina, and later on from Medina, Islam started to spread rapidly. So you can see here is Arabia, where Islam started, but you see the Syrian desert, Jerusalem is here, Damascus in Syria, Persia. You also see the Byzantine Empire, which is here, the Byzantine Empire, which was also referred to as the Eastern Christians. The Western Christians are here, where you have Italy here, Rome is here. And we also said that it spread to North Africa. So this is North Africa, where Islam also spread rapidly. So you can see from the map here how Islam spread in Asia. We talk of Asia here, and also Eastern Europe, as well as it went to Africa. So Islam spread so rapidly from Arabia to other parts of the world. So let us look at the factors. What were the factors that led to the spread of Islam, the rapid spread of Islam? So number one is the Islamic holy wars, which are referred to as the jihads. So the Muslims, they waged war on non-Muslims areas. So they were doing war, they were waging wars on all those areas that were not Muslims. So these wars, they were referred to as the jihads. So the defeated states, they were forced to join Islam in fear of death or paying the tribute. So all those that were defeated, they were told two things to say. Number one, either we kill you or you join Islam. So they were joining Islam. So those people were joining Islam. Another factor for the spread is the education. So Muslims, they opened a lot of learning institutions. So these ones, they had an effect. They had a very big effect on non-Muslims. So universities were opened in places like Gao and Timbuktu and Gao in Western Africa, and also at Cordoba in Spain, where non-Muslim learners were also admitted, and they were indoctrinated. To be indoctrinated is to teach you something so that you hold it as an indisputable, to say this thing that you have been told is the only thing that is true. That is to be indoctrinated. Yeah. So those students were saying that those who were accepted in those Islamic schools, they were indoctrinated with the Islamic way of life, just as it is today. You find that we have so many schools that are opened by different churches, But then what happens is you find that those churches in those schools, they emphasize their teachings there. The end result is that at the end of 4 years, you find that a student is maybe indoctrinated or to the extent of being or accepting baptism or entering that church. So that's what we're saying here, that universities were opened and there even non-Muslims were admitted, but at the end of it they were indoctrinated. They were taught the Islamic way of life. Another factor for the spread of Islam is the Muslim. They conducted uh, uh, long distance trade. So trade is another factor. So that long distance trade, it made the Muslim traders also to spread Islam. So when they were traveling long distances, they were able to spread Islamic teachings, their Islamic faith. So long distance trade also made the rapid spread of Islam. So also influence of the kings. So the kings influenced their subjects to join uh, Islam in order to gain favor. So we see another factor there. The kings in different areas where maybe jihads controlled or maybe Islam spread through trade, you find that the kings, they were able to influence or to tell their people to say they need to accept Islam, so that them, the kings, they become so influential, or they gain favors from the Arabs. So in kingdoms like Ghana, Mali, Songhai, it was just like that, to say most of the kings there, they accepted the traders, their trade partners' religion, because they wanted to gain favors from them. Another factor is the influence of Islamic missionaries on local people. Influence of Islamic missionaries on local people. So the sheikhs locally, we call them the sheikh. The sheikhs and the marims. Marims are the teachers, the Islamic teachers. They preached on people, and they built the mosques and instructed them on how to live as Muslims. So these were some of the things that the Islamic missionaries were doing. Another factor for the widespread or rapid spread of Islam was the Prophet Muhammad's military expeditions. So Muhammad was a good military organizer, and therefore many tribes entered into agreement with him and joined Islam. So Muhammad, the Prophet Muhammad, was also a very good military organizer. As such, he was able to attack or to organize people. Let's say other people uh, were easily brought into Islamic religion. And also intermarriages between Muslims and non-Muslims. That one also, it was a factor that contributed to the widespread or rapid spread of Islam. So here we are saying that intermarriages helped to spread Islam, because they later were required to embrace Islamic faith. So what happened was that the intermarriages between Muslims and non-Muslims, that one helped the people, or those people who were non-Muslims, to join Islamic faith. So this happened especially in East Africa, in the towns of Zanji, So the land of the Zanji is the East Africa. When we go to Form 3, we also look at that one, the land of the Zanji, land of the blacks, whereby the Arabs, they came there, they intermarried with the local people, and that's where the new culture, the Swahili culture, was born, through the intermarriage of black people and the Arabs. As a result, there was the new culture, and most of them, they also embraced Islamic faith. Another factor for the rapid spread of Islam is the teachings the teachings of the Quran. The teachings of the Quran made so many people, so many converts and Islam. Yeah, so what happened was that Islam was spreading very fast because of the teachings of the Quran. So one such kind of teaching was the promise of inheritance of the paradise if one died in jihad. So those holy wars, the jihads, they were fought for the sake of Islam. So they were people were joining to fight for Islam in the jihads. That's why you find that even well-known sinners, they became gallant fighters in the jihad so that they would enter heaven. So even people who were known to be, these people are really bad people in the society. So those people, they were promised, like the Quran was teaching, then if you fight in the holy war, you go straight to heaven. Then those people who were bad people, they were joining so that even if they die in the war, then they are going straight to heaven. So another teaching which also attracted many people to Islam was the acceptance of polygamy. So polygamy is also another factor where which attracted many people to join Islam. So many people, they wanted to marry 3-4 wives so that maybe they satisfy their needs. As a result, Islam also spread quickly. Another factor for the rapid spread was the running away from arid Arabia. So jihads were used as an opportunity to run away from mostly the arid Arabia. So this is probably why Persia and the Byzantine Empire were conquered by the Muslims. So the Muslims were flocking into other lands like we have seen the Byzantine area. So from there, then they were spreading that Islamic faith into the Byzantine Empire and the Persian, because the jihads were just directing into those areas. Now, another factor is the unity and discipline. Unity and discipline. So, success of the jihads depended on the unity and discipline among the Arabs. So, jihads, they had to be united in order for them to be successful. So, their unity again and their discipline, it led that some people, they could even really see to say, yes, these people are really fighting a holy war. It's not an independent thing, or they have a personal drive. No, they were showing really as if that they were fighting really for God. So that unity and discipline, it led to the success of the spread of Islam. Another factor for the rapid spread of Islam is the tactful approach. Tactful approach. So in places like West Africa, they did not force the people in the conquered lands to convert to Islam. So on the other hand, they offered a chance for people to accept Islam or return to their religion and pay heavy tax. So they were just given those two options to say, we are not forcing you to be Muslims, so you choose one. Number one, you accept Islam freely, or number two, you continue with your religion, but you are going to pay the heavy tax. So with that, then the people they chose to accept Islam freely, and we're talking of West Africa here. So they would only be killed if they refused both options. So one had to choose one of those options. So often people preferred to convert to Islam, to say, all right, what else are we going to do then? Let's just accept Islam than to pay those heavy taxes. So that's what happened. Then migration also was another factor for the rapid spread of Islam. So conflict over succession to the caliphate were the people or the leaders who succeeded Prophet Muhammad. So the conflicts over succession to the caliphate forced some Arabs to East African coast. So when there were succession crisis to the leadership there, then some Arabs, they were not happy with those who became leaders after the death of Muhammad. Then they started to migrate. So when they were migrating, it did not that they abandoned Islam. They were migrating with that Islamic faith, only that they were not satisfied with it, the leadership. Then they made settlements at Malindi, Kilwa, Sofala, and Zanzibar, and these are the East African coast. So here they were able to convert most of the locals. So most of the local people were converted because of those Arabs who migrated to the eastern coast of Africa. So let us look at the contributions. What are some of the contributions of Muslim or Islam to the modern civilization? So number one is the Arabic language and the literature spread to North Africa. So we see to it that Arabic language as well as literature spread to North Africa. And also Arab knowledge in mathematics, science, philosophy, astronomy was also promoted in Europe. Remember, we said that these Muslims, they also attacked and defeated European countries such as Spain as well as France. So their knowledge of mathematics, science and philosophy, even astronomy, they were also promoted in Europe there. And also the Muslim universities, where Greeks and Arabs started studies were set up in Cairo, Cordova, in Spain, in Baghdad, that is in Iraq. So the Muslim universities also is a contribution. These Muslim universities, they were a contribution. So this they studied Greek, or the Greeks and the Arabs, they were studying there. So we are talking of places like Cairo in Egypt, Cordova in Spain, and Baghdad in Iraq. So there were those universities that were established in those areas. And again, in mathematics, Arabs promoted the use of Arabic numerals instead of the Roman numerals. The Arabic numerals, they were promoted. So the Arabs invented modern method of multiplication and the decimal system. So they also invented the modern method of multiplication and decimal decimal system. Also, Arabs invented the zero sign in mathematics. So we talk of the Arabic numerals. They are the ones that we use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as the symbols that we use. And again, they invented the zero sign in mathematics. So if we know zero, we use zero, just know that it was invented by the Arabs. Another contribution is the Islamic law. So this Islamic law is called the Sharia law. So this is practiced in many parts of the world today, where it is used to discipline law breakers. The law breakers are disciplined in many countries by the Sharia law. So most Islamic countries include the Sharia law in government laws. So if that country is an Islamic country, usually you find that they include the Sharia law in their constitution. And again, the building styles is another contribution. So the building styles look the same, and four-cornered houses are very common in the world, plus the dome-shaped structures. So they have contributed this one, and this one is a very big contribution to the world. Look at the way they construct the mosques. Even if you are not told that this one is a mosque, just looking at it, you just identify that this one is a mosque because they have unique features. So wherever you may go, in each and every country, if there are Muslims there, they have mosques there, you can easily identify that this one is a mosque because of the system of building. And again, the mode of dressing the mode of dressing is another contribution. So Muslims, they used to put on a hat or robe, which was called the jihad for women, and the turban for men. So the turban and the jihad are the special type of dressing for the Muslims. So this is very common in most African countries and the rest of the world. So today we see the world even embracing that type of dressing. You find that sometimes even the people may not be Muslims, but you find that they are dressing in such a way like it symbolizes as if they are Muslims. So to this far, we have come to the end of this topic, and this topic we are looking at the origins of Islam. The origins of Islam. So we have looked at the origin, the founder. We said that it was founded by Muhammad, and we looked at the history of Muhammad and his flight from Mecca to Medina and the reasons why he went there. And we also looked at the factors for the spread of Islam. We have looked at the factors. What were the factors that prompted the rapid spread of Islam? And also we have looked at the contributions of Islam to the modern world. So to this far, it means we have explored much of Islamic religion. Of course, there is more. There is more to the Islamic faith, just as it is with the Christians. There is more, such that if we may just study Islam, we may take even 5 years, 6 years to finish everything, to explore everything. But this one, the one that we have studied here, it forms the basis of understanding the Islamic faith. Because remember, we have also looked at the 5 pillars. Remember those 5 pillars? Yes, so you have just to know that this is the background of Islamic faith. So because it's just very small, you have also to take it as it is. So remember all the issues that we have explained. But here, I have to leave you with the questions. I cannot just leave you just like that. So just as we do, these are the end of topic questions. So there might be other questions. If you answer these questions, then I might formulate other questions on the same topic so that we keep on interacting to the end. So here are the questions. First one, who is the founder of Islam? The second one, why is the year 622, important to Muslims? And again, why did the Arabs make pilgrimages to Mecca before the birth of Islam? So you are going to give 3 reasons there. The fourth question, how did Judaism and Christianity influence Islam as a religion? Give 4 reasons here. 4 reasons why or how Judaism and Christianity influenced Islam. And again, the 5th question is list down the teachings of Islam as a religion. List down the teachings of Islam as a religion. And number 6 is state the main beliefs of Islamic religion. And number 7, what teachings are similar in Islam and in Islam, Christianity, and Judaism? So what are the similar teachings that are there? The questions continue. Then the next one is why did the rich Arab nations hate the teachings of Muhammad in Mecca by 622 AD? The 9th question is why was Muhammad welcomed in Medina? Why was Muhammad welcomed in Medina? Look out for that. Then explain the significance. Explain the significance of Hijra, Hijra to the Muslims. Why is the Hijra important? And again, the next question, how did Islam spread in Africa, Asia, and Europe? So you explain how. And again, The next question is what blocked the spread of Islam in Europe during the Middle Ages? So these are the structured questions. So as usual, I have to give you an essay, not just like that. You need to write an essay. So the essay states that you have to discuss the main contributions of Islam to the world. What are the contributions? Discuss the contribution of Islam to the modern world. Now, after you are done answering, what you have to do is, as usual, I will just remind you. So what we do is that you forward your responses on the WhatsApp number that is appearing down here. So this is your WhatsApp number where you are going to forward your responses. So what you are going to do is you write clearly on paper, whether they are 5 pages, 6 pages, then you take the photo of that, capture, then you send it to me via that WhatsApp number. I'm going to mark that one. After I mark, I'll give you the feedback as well. The reason I do that, I emphasize on the paper, is that the end of it all, you are going to sit for many exams that you are going to use pen and paper. So don't type on the phone and bring the answer. No, that one I will not give the response. The only thing I'll give the response is when you type. You take a pen, paper, you write clearly using your own handwriting, because I'm going to even to comment on your own handwriting, how clear you are on the paper. So this is the very important part. You might have everything, but if I don't see and I don't comment on how you write your things, then it might also not be benefit you much. So let us be together. Let us keep in touch. So answer these questions and forward them to me, and I am looking for your responses. So next time we are continuing with this book 2, or from 2 history. So the next topic we are going to start with the aspects of awakening, the aspects of rising up, the time when now the world rose up. So what happened when the world started to open up their eyes? So we are going to start with the Renaissance. So the Renaissance is another very good topic, just as I've said, to say it was now the period when the world started to open their eyes. So we are going to look at the Renaissance. Renaissance, the rebirth of learning. Learning was there, of course, but there was a rebirth. So that the rebirth, what happened for the rebirth of learning? So you cannot miss out this one. So check out for this one. It's also already there on the DVD. It's just a matter of you getting that call of you getting that phone number and requesting the DVD. Then instantly, within 72 hours, you have the disc in hand. You can play it anywhere on the computer, on the DVD player, or anywhere you can play it, so that you enjoy this school at the comfort of your home. So until next time, thank you so much.